What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you that have already seen my previous videos, you know that this is my 2005 Silverado here. And back in October, I went and bought a set of Interco Boggers, and I put them on the stock wheels and put them on my truck. And we've had some unusually nice weather here. It came early this year in Illinois. So that motivated me to get my 24x14 fit of Paulies out. And I took them over a couple days ago to the guy that polishes my wheels. To get them all cleaned up to put back on for the summer and just the nice weather. And it seems like the weather's gonna stick around, so I might put them on this weekend. I don't know, we'll see. But just in case I do, I want to go ahead and make this video because I've had a lot of interest in this wheel setup that I have in the truck now. Some people want to buy them. Actually, a lot of people want to buy them, and just a lot of people asking the specs and everything. So I kind of want to make one more video with them before I possibly take them out. I'm not going to sell them. I love them, but that being said, let's get into the video. So as you can tell from the thumbnail, the main point of this video today is what are these tires like to daily drive on? And I wouldn't say that I daily drive this truck anymore, just because when it's bad weather, I try not to drive it because I've already put rockers, cab corners. I'm trying to not let it totally rot away here in Illinois when they salt and put everything on the roads. So I've been driving it now because we've had some good rains and the roads are clean. And I actually did drive it all winter. If there's no snow or wet, the road isn't wet, I drive it pretty much. So I think I put about 3,000 miles since October on this wheel setup, which is actually, that's a lot. So yeah, I put 3,000 miles on the Boggers, and my opinion right now, before we even like talk about them, is I love them. I think these tires are incredible, and I always want to have a set now. For what they look like, you would not believe how they handle on the road, and it just totally blew my mind. And it probably is a lot hard for a lot of you guys to believe that, but I'll show you in a minute here. So yeah, I don't daily drive it all the time, but I'll drive it weeks at a time, every day. I've pulled the square body home, which is a 6,000, 7,000 pound truck. I pulled that home on a trailer from 2 hours away with this truck on 37-inch Boggers. I went and drove it through the river. We did some mild off-roading with it, actually. I pretty much put these tires through their paces. I mean, even pulling that trailer, I was going down the interstate at like 65 miles an hour with a truck that weighed more than this truck. So that was a stupid thing. But they handled that great even. So what I'm getting at is I feel like I have plenty of knowledge now to give you guys a full, like a real world idea of how these tires are to drive and how if they're worth you spending. They're very expensive, so if it's worth you spending that money and thinking that it's just going to ruin the drivability of your truck, I feel like I have that good idea now. I've towed, I've off-roaded, and I've just driven it through the Starbucks drive-through to work every day for weeks at a time. So the size tires on my truck, these are 37 by 13 and a half for 17-inch wheel. The stock Z71 wheels off the truck. Yes, I know my fender flare still doesn't match. I'm working on it. This truck has a big cam, built transmission, and terrible gearing. It's got 342s in the back, so it does not handle these wheels at all. It should not have 37s on it. I need to re-gear the truck. So that part out of it, just the tires themselves, the tires are great. The truck itself is horrible. So you got to look past that part. But yeah, I've put 3,000 miles on them. They had 1,000 or 2,000 on them. I got them used. They're all chewed up because the guy wheeled it on a Super Duty, wheeled with them. But yeah, the tread, I haven't rotated them or anything. The tread is holding up awesome. Still the best looking tire you can buy. I mean, you can't even argue that. They look incredible. They look like tractor tires, but they're street legal. So the main point with these tires, I personally think that they ride awesome. Like I said, everything about them is just awesome. They don't ride like you would think. If you watch the video where I actually am putting them on the truck, I was very hesitant to put them on the truck because I'm like, is this gonna ruin my truck? Like, am I not gonna be able to just drive it anymore because of how these things are? And I was 100% wrong. These tires ride better than my 24x14s with amp mud tires on them. It does not shake. It does not. They ride insane. I'm just gonna show you. We're gonna go drive the truck, and I'm gonna show you. But it's ridiculous. You would not believe how these tires, how good of road manners they have, which is partially probably why they are so expensive. They're not cheap Chinese tires. They're Interco. I mean, they've been around for like 50 years now. I think they pretty much perfected it. So yeah, I guess let's get in the truck and let's actually go take it on the road so I can actually show you, so you believe me, how good these tires ride. You know what? Let's do the remote start today. This thing's actually been sitting for, that's been sitting for like 4 days, and it's like 50 degrees out. It's actually gonna be pretty stupid. Let's get some cold start action going. Oh my God, guys, I think this truck sounds horrible. I need to do exhaust work. Again, I'm not happy with it. I hate it. That's too loud. Broke another hanger too. The chop's just so good, it just breaks exhaust hangers like every day. So while we let the truck get some heat in it for a minute, I kind of want to, before we start driving, I want to explain to you kind of what I'm getting at with, I got to explain something about Boggers. So Boggers are all bias ply. And what that means is they don't have belts in them, steel belts. As a radial tire has steel belts, bias ply tires don't. They're an old school, that's how old tires used to be. They still make these like that. So these are not radials, they're bias ply. Bias ply tires, since they don't have a steel belt to keep them round, is what I would assume, they get flat spots when they sit for like 1 day. It doesn't really matter. It just, as soon as it sits for a while, they get flat spots on them. So, and when it's worse when it's cold too, and it's, I guess, okay, it's 50 out. So every morning, pretty much, the one thing that could bother you, it doesn't bother me because I'm used to it, it doesn't really matter. And it's not that big of a deal. You go outside, go to work, you start your truck up, and you start driving, and the first probably mile, you're gonna be doing this. You're just gonna be bouncing around, the steering wheel's gonna be bouncing because your tires have flat spots on them. It's annoying. It doesn't bother me. It's not a big deal. If it bothers you, that'd be the one selling point where you don't want Boggers, because everything else is great. But as soon as they get heat in them, the tire just warms up itself, which after a mile, I mean, if you just get on the interstate, they'll warm up right away, but I have to go through town a little bit and then get to the highway. So it takes a while. I'm stopping and starting, and you just bounce around in here and look like an idiot. But as soon as the tires get some heat in them, they round themselves out, they'll work the flat spots out. And these actually aren't even balanced. They have balance beads in them, because the guy at the tire shop told me, he's like, I'm not even gonna try to balance these. And I was like, oh no, you know. And he put beads in them, and they balance. That's the other thing too, the balance beads have to get rolling. And this thing goes down the road, highway speeds, steering wheel is straight as can be, nothing bouncing in here. And I personally don't even think they're that loud, but it was pointed out to me that this truck is stupid loud, as you guys know, so that's probably why I don't think the Boggers are that loud. If you have a stock exhaust, they're probably pretty loud tires. But yeah, that's the main thing, is if the truck sits, I mean, every night, like right now the truck's been sitting for, I think, like 4 days, so hopefully you can see it firsthand on the video of how it'll kind of bounce, which is not, I'm making it sound worse than it is, it's not that bad, but that is something to note with the Boggers. Since they're bias ply. Any bias ply tire is going to have flat spots in it if it sits for 24 hours or less. So, all right, the truck's warmed up. Let's start driving, and hopefully you can tell what I mean about the flat spot thing. All right, she started chopping, which means it's warm and time to go. All right, so I'm on brand new flat blacktop now, and I'm gonna see if I just let off the brake if you can feel it bounce. Flat spot. Oh man, I don't know if you probably can't tell on camera. Let's get to the road and actually get going some faster. Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like a complete idiot that I described that so aggressively like that. It's not cold enough today even for them to, I mean, it's been sitting that long, and I guess it's warm enough out that it's not even doing it. I've driven a couple 100 yards and it's already just smooth. All right, well, I guess if it's over 50, you don't really need to even worry about that. That goes away. It's already smooth. So you can feel everything will shake. Okay, I guess you can't really hear it. My fender flares literally rattle against the paint when I go to slow down because of the lugs on the tires at a low speed. So it's a fairly smooth road. This thing sounds horrible. Should go try him in that. So watch the steering wheel here. I'll turn away from the sun next so you can see a little bit better. You know what, let me just wait till I turn away from the sun. All right, I wouldn't call this road smooth, but we're just on a basic country road now for comparison. I have a little bit, okay, it's starting to shake right here. It's shaking bad at 45 miles an hour. So that's kind of the beads I'm blaming it on. Once the beads work themselves in, that tends to go away too. So now it's smooth again, we're at 50. And I hope you can see the wheel. I should put like a water bottle in the cup holder or something, but there's 55. And I mean, I don't know, I wish I could, I guess it's kind of hard to show you on camera, but it's smooth. Like, I'm just, I don't know. You would expect to just be like this, but it's not. There's a really smooth road up here. I'm hoping that can maybe show you guys a little bit better. Well, we're cruising down this road though. This is windows up at 55 miles an hour, and all I can hear is my exhaust because it's 2,000 RPM trying to move these big things. You can kind of hear the airplane noise though. It sounds awesome actually. I don't know if you can hear that. So they make a little bit of noise, but it's hard with this truck. Let me let off the gas. Maybe you'll hear it there. Still smooth, and then really under 5 miles an hour, you'll feel the lugs. Yeah, not a big deal. So this road here is like brand new blacktop the whole way down. So I'm just gonna really get on it and like, I'm not gonna floor it, but we're just gonna do a decent pull down this road. You guys can listen to the boggers like getting up to speed and hear how loud they are. And I'll keep this camera on the wheel so you can watch if it shakes. That's the best I can do, like camera wise. Like to actually show you, but take my word for it, it isn't that bad. Let's go. Going this speed, you can see my mirror shaking. All right, don't make fun of me. I know the truck's slow for her being cammed. The gears are bad. Oh, it bogs down so hard. It is smooth as can be, boys. And they're just screaming. So that's a prime example of now the boggers are there. Now it's shaking as I'm slowing down. They got some heat in them, so they're like, it turns into, I don't want to say a street tire, but they to me ride like a street tire once they get warmed up. It's like if I get on the interstate and just go 80 miles an hour, they're warm and smooth. This is fun. I'm holding my arm off the armrest so you can feel if it or see if it shakes, and you can kind of see it's shaking a little, but mean, you can tell it's not bad. It's not as bad as what I'm sure most of you that are like me thought it would be. I mean, I thought this thing was just going to be horrible. I was like, there's no chance that thing's going to be drivable with those tractor tires on it. No, I see why so many people run these like on just trucks they drive, because it's awesome. And I think the fastest I've gone, I mean, right now I'm going 70. I think I've gone like 80. And the truck doesn't, with these gears, doesn't really want to go much faster than that, to be honest with you. And like I said, 65 with a trailer, aluminum trailer, and a 75 K20 on the back, which is a lot of weight. And it actually rode even better with the weight, because these are E-rated boggers. So they're like, what's that, three ply side? I don't know. They're the thicker ones. So I mean, they're even stiffer than, I don't know, I think you can get boggers in the other rating too, but I guess I'm not sure on these answers for you. But yeah, boys, it is not bad. And they sound incredible. All right, I'll pick up the camera back at the shop. All right, guys, this is the best idea I could come up with. I'm back out at that smooth road we just went down, but I grabbed this bottle of water. So I'm going to keep this pointed at that, which you can see just from my cam at idle. That's what it's doing. So whatever, you know what a water bottle looks like in your truck, probably with whatever wheels you got. So let's just compare it. I'll have a normal acceleration down a smooth road and watch the water, I guess. If it gets nuts, I mean, that's what I would expect, but turning and going straight. Feels so stupid, but it's like the only way I can show you. Oh, keep it on the road. This is dumb because it looks like it's going absolutely nuts, so never mind. Never mind, this looks horrible. I promise they're not that bad. One more pull, just because I know you guys probably like it. And I put it in tow haul this time, so it'll actually be fast. Jeez, it shifts hard. Comparison, this is on an 05 Silverado 1500 with like 7 inches of lift, 37-inch boggers, big cam, built trans, and 342 gears. So if you get 35-inch boggers, you probably, the drivability would be even better. You guys can hear them. Well, guys, that is going to do it for the video. I'm sorry if that wasn't as planned as I expected. I guess it's really hard to show you how tires ride on a video, but I hope you at least got somewhat of an idea, and maybe take my word for it that they really aren't bad at all. They're really, really great tires, and I think they ride awesome. But that's personal opinion. I've had like every set of mud tires, like mud grapplers, everything. I had Thornbirds, super strong Thornbirds, and these ride just as good as all those, in my opinion. So if you're thinking about it, I'd just pull the trigger and get some, because for the looks, it's worth it. And like I said, you're not sacrificing anything. You can get on the highway. You don't have to be scared. You can run over anything. Curves are not an issue with these, that's for sure. Or rivers, or trees, anything. You can go anywhere. But yeah, they look awesome. They ride way better than you expect. For people that say that boggers ride horrible, you are either a wimp or you're just not used to it and they're not meant for you. If you're used to mud tires, you can run boggers all day, no problem. But I hope this helped if you're thinking about it, or if you're just curious how these things really do ride on a paved road when you just drive the truck every day. It's great. That's my opinion, obviously, but they're awesome. So either way, I hope you guys got something from this video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. I have a lot more videos on a bunch of different trucks. So yeah, have a great night.